Hello, this is Becky Davidson, and you are watching the Getting to Yes, how to generate 100 leads a month or more through social selling and social media. And I love this training and I love what this can do to help you grow your business. So there's two main areas in sales that always stress people out. One is lead generation, finding more people to talk to, more interested people to talk to, and the second is communicating and leading to a decision and closing the sale. And we have to have both, and we have to be good at both, and we have to have strategies for both. And in my program, Getting to Yes, we talk about cold to sold and all strategies from meeting and connecting and saying hello, all the way to the end where they say, hey, how do we get started? And you sign them up. So today we're going to talk about social selling. A lot of times my clients, when we start talking about prospecting, I have them share what they're doing. And there's a lot of people out there that are not using social media, not using it well, not attracting people from social media. And I have been using social selling for probably about 10 years. And it can be one of the best tools in your arsenal. I typically recommend people using 3 to 4 different prospecting lead generation strategies. I actually have one of my trainings is 54 different ways to generate leads and prospects. So I have lots of ways, and I don't expect you to use all 54 ways, but I wanted to give people inspiration of a lot of different ideas. And I may sometimes like there's one, use the Chamber of Commerce directory, go through you may not use it every week, it may not be your main source, but maybe one month you spend some time doing that. But social selling should absolutely be one of your main lead generation strategies, hands down. Why? Because it's all the other lead generation strategies. People validate you, they're checking you out, they're connecting with you on social media. So you should absolutely be doing it. So let me add my screen here. So we're going to be talking about how to generate 100 leads a month through social selling. And that's probably the number one way that I am generating clients. Now, what I do recommend is having a sales ecosystem, and it's like a spider web of connectivity and connection and opportunities. But at the top of the funnel, when people first get to know you, they might meet you at a networking event, they might meet you through social media, but at the top, we're talking about how to create new leads, new opportunities on social selling and social media. So I wanted to share this great testimonial when I launched my Slay on Social course, which is a 12 video set. If you're part of my Getting to Yes sales training, either my one-on-one or my group training, you have access to that 12 Slay on Social course for free. If you are not, I do sell that course. If you want it, let me know, send me a DM. But the first time, my first go around, I had someone that really didn't have much of an online presence. And she said, I'm going to do whatever you tell me to do. And so I had to read this and had to share this. Just 2 weeks ago, I met Becky Davidson and chose her to train me on all things sales. The training started today, but she gave me some initial tips. I got her into the Slay on Social training to begin to grow my audience. And the results have been amazing. In just 15 days, I've already generated 465 leads and booked 50 appointments. The Slay on Social course had 100 leads in 3 weeks. So, does it work? Yes, it absolutely works. I share that because I want to inspire you to take action. I can give you the tips, the strategy, but if you don't take action, nothing happens. And so if you want to generate leads on social media, you have to take action. And one of my strengths is ruthless consistency. And on social media, it is a little bit more of a long game. And so you have to have ruthless consistency. You can't just say, "Hey, I'm going to try it for a week and see what happens." You got to do it day in and day out. You got to show up. You got to be present. You got to really grow your audience and grow your visibility. Three magical things building on social will do for you. Social will help you attract your ideal client. So through my Getting to Yes program, I teach people how to hunt and attract and do both simultaneously. But there is 5 steps of the sales process: awareness. People are not going to buy if they don't know you exist. Interest, they have to have some type of interest in what you do. So those are the first 2 steps: awareness and interest, then conviction, desire, decision. We have to take them through all 5 of the steps, but we can't get to the 5th one, decision, if we don't get to the first 2. So you have to build your awareness. One of the things I see with a lot of people is they have a very small audience. So one of the things I will recommend that you do, take all of your social media, go to your Instagram, your Facebook, your LinkedIn. If you're on Alignable, go there. Go to, if you have an email list, go there. I want you to add up how many people you're connected to on all of the platforms that you have. Just add them up. I would say I've asked a lot of people to tell me after they added it up, and usually I hear around 1,000 people. "Oh, I've got 300 or 400 on Facebook. I've got a couple hundred on Instagram. I got a couple hundred on LinkedIn." So say you have 1,000. Now I've had as much as 2,500 people. I have over 25,000 in my combined network, and which is small compared to someone like John Maxwell, Grant Cardone, someone big. But if you have 1,000 to 2,500 or whatever it is, we'll say 2,500. Then I want you to take that times 10%. So that's 250. So if you have 2,500 and you post something on social media, only about less than 10%. There are some people that say 3 to 5% of your audience is actually seeing what you're doing. So social media is a beautiful thing. It will help attract clients, it will build awareness and interest, but only if you're consistent with it. Only when you stay consistent, because every time you post, only 10%, less than 10% are actually seeing it. So it takes a while of being really consistent with it and doing some things to make sure that people are catching the information that you're putting out. So that's why it's a long game. That's why I have strategies and tips to help you not only grow that number. So what if you could take it from 2,500 to 25,000 and you had 10% of that? Of course, more eyeballs means more opportunities. And so that's one of the first things I'm gonna work with you on is being consistent with the content and then growing your audience. We have to have more eyeballs on what you do. Okay. Number 2, it will help you sell and convert the close easier. You are building authority. So for me, I've been putting content on all of my platforms for over 3 years, sales training, tips, how-tos, testimonials, content, showing up, interviews, lives, all the things. So people have a really good sense of who I am, what I do, and they believe in me. And so what happens, a couple things, I've had people reach out and book appointments and close like on the spot. I had a coach in Ireland that found me from my content or on LinkedIn, booked a call, got on that call. Within 30 minutes, she signed up. And why? I had, because we are answering some of the silent objections that we get: trust, believability, doubt. I dissipated all of those silent objections by the content I'm putting out. So by the time that she got on the call with me, she already kind of believed in me. I didn't have to build up my trust. She had been watching me and following me. And so it's easier to close when people are following you. They see you, they respect you, they like you, they're open to what you have to say. Think about yourself. You've been following my content. You probably believe in me. So it will help you sell and convert a lot easier. Or if you reach out to someone, you're trying to book them, they will more easily book appointments and will be more eager to talk to you. Number 3, it will keep you top of mind as they warm up. it nurtures them over time. People, you're not going to reach out to them out of the blue and they're saying, "Yeah, I'm ready, sign me up." They're probably not sitting around going, "Gee, I wish I had a sales trainer. Gee, I wish I had a website designer." But you reach out to them, you strike up the conversation. Maybe they do need a website, but they weren't thinking about it. They weren't in that space. But maybe in 6 months they will be, and you want to stay top of mind. Out of sight, out of mind. And so if you reach out to them once and 6 months later they're ready to buy and they haven't seen you, heard from you, then they're going to go hunting for someone else. They may not even remember your name. So it's important that you stay top of mind. Okay. So how many fishing poles do you want in the water? So prospecting, I always consider it like fishing poles. You put the bait in the water, you put the fishing pole in. Oh, didn't get anything. Put another one in. Prospecting's like fishing. You're out there putting bait in the water. Your content is the bait. And you can have multiple fishing poles in the water. You can have Facebook. You can have Facebook stories, LinkedIn or Instagram stories. You can have Facebook groups. You can have LinkedIn groups. You can have Instagram. You can have LinkedIn. You can have YouTube. You can have Reels, TikToks, Alignable. There's all sorts of platforms out there, and online and offline. So a fishing pole could also be networking, or it can be a lot of different. Your fishing poles are all your different prospecting strategies. And I teach people how to build a sales ecosystem, which I mentioned a minute ago, which is interconnecting all of those, your website, an email list, networking, online, offline. So everything is interconnected. And for example, I just got a new client and I met her at a networking event. And then I called her and booked her for a coffee chat to get to know her. I then invited her and we did our coffee chat on a different networking event that I go to. I met her at one, I invited her to a second one. When we had our coffee chat, she came to the networking event, she heard my message there. At that coffee chat, we talked a little bit. I piqued interest on that coffee chat and said, "Hey, I do a free sales strategy session." She said, "Oh, I'd love to do that." Great. So now we have like 4 touch points here. Then I said, "Hey, I'm also going to invite you into my Facebook group." So I invited her into my Facebook group. Now that's 5 touch points. Now over the next week or so, she was watching all my content, liking my content, reached out to her a couple times through DMs, booked the one-on-one sales getting to yes sales strategy session. That was my 6th touch point. Got on the call and she signed up as a client. But it was all those little touch points that interconnected. Maybe she got on my website, I don't know. But all those little touch points that built her belief, built my credibility. And so when I got on that call, she was ready to buy. Of course, I had to talk to her and lead the conversation to decision. But that's what I'm talking about, a sales ecosystem. And how many fishing poles do you want? Because they all work together. They're going to check, maybe they're going to be on your Facebook. They're going to connect with you there. They're going to see your family and how cool you are. They're going to be in your group and all your content. They're going to be with you on LinkedIn. They're going to see how you shout people out. All those things build your brand, build your influence. So how many fishing poles do you want to have in the water? I recommend having a few. I use all of these. So just so you know, one obstacle I have people give me is, "Oh, I don't have time to do all that." One piece of content can go in all of those places. So don't, or you could do a TikTok and put it, do your TikTok and then put it, repurpose it in all those other places. So don't think you have to create a new piece of content for every place. Okay, let's talk about how to generate 100 leads per month. The first thing you have to do is you have to grow your audience. Whether it's 1,000, 2,500, 25,000, I'm still growing my audience. I'd love to get it up to 100,000. So, the more people that know who you are, for a couple things that happen, the bigger your audience is, people do judge you. They look at that number. "Oh, wow, Becky's got 9,000 connections on LinkedIn." Or, "Hey, Mary's got under 500." There's a different perception of who you are if you have 9,000 connections versus 200 connections. The same on Facebook. If you have, I've had people say, "Oh, wow, you have 6,000 followers on Facebook. That's a lot." Or if you have 400 followers on Facebook, that says something. People want to do business with people who are connected, that are connectors, that are movers and shakers and making things happen. So if you have a small, dinky little audience, which hey, I started there too. I remember in one of my businesses when I first started doing social selling, I had a mentor said, asked me, how many connections do you have on Facebook? And I said, I don't know, 400, 500. He said, get to 5,000 as fast as possible. You're missing opportunities because, hey, if 400, 10% of that, that's 40 people. If I have 5,000, 10%, that's 500. The more connections, the more eyeballs, the more people that I can put a piece of content and they like it, they comment. And what a smart recommendation he gave me, because I can tell you I literally recruited and sold hundreds of people that I just friended and became connections with. They started following me, watching I had struck up conversation with them, and they became a client. So we need to grow your audience. So that's the first thing I want you to think about. Take your number, write it down, and now we're going to proactively grow your audience. So the first thing I would recommend you do is 10 to 20 new connections a day. You and hey, if it was me, if you're a go-getter like I am and you want to accelerate, I would do 20 connection requests on LinkedIn a day, 20 on Facebook. I would do both, 20 on LinkedIn, 20 on Facebook, 20 on Instagram. I that's what I did. So when I started my current business, my Facebook was kind of maxed out. I can't take any new friends, but I can, add followers. But I can I went from about 2,000 connections on LinkedIn to I'm at 9,500, 9,600 now. And I did that by every day. I'd get up every day, takes 15 minutes. And basically, what you do, this is the magic. I mean, it's not rocket science. You go open up your LinkedIn, go to the search bar, say you want to connect with entrepreneurs. Maybe you say realtors, type in realtors or second degree. They're going to give you all the realtors that are second degree connections, and literally just go connect, connect, connect 20 people. Don't send them a little message. Don't overthink it. Don't read their profile. Just connect, connect, connect. Literally 10 to 15 minutes. Shut it down. Go over to Facebook. Go to, if you want realtors, go to a realtor group. If you want women over 40, go to over 40 groups. If you want entrepreneurs, go to an entrepreneur group and start sending out friend requests, 20 a day. Now, if I send 20 in LinkedIn, 20 at Facebook, when I first started doing that with Facebook, and that's what I did it with my mentor said, oh, you need to get to 5,000 as fast as possible. You know, I felt a little weird. It was like, oh, what if they don't accept? What if they don't, what if they ask me why I'm sending them a friend request? Don't worry about it. Just send them the friend request. Just do the friend request. Go into my group, send friend requests. Just start connecting with people. Don't overthink it. So you will have occasionally someone that will say, hey, I don't think I know you. Why are you sending me a friend request? What I would say is, I'm just looking to connect with more entrepreneurs. I'm just looking to connect with more women over 50. I'm just looking to connect with more realtors. I'm just looking to connect with, and just let them know that, hey, I just want to connect with more people. And so 20 day, 20 day, 20 day. That's how I grew my Facebook to 5,000. I just was ruthlessly persistent and consistent and just did it every day. Before my feet hit the floor, I did it. So if you want to grow 100 leads, start connecting with more people. That's one. Number two is, okay, so day one, I sent out 20 on LinkedIn and 20. Now, in the next 24 hours, some are going to accept. Some will not. You'll have a lot of people that don't, and that's okay. Just move on to 20 new ones, 20 new ones, 20 new ones. Don't worry about the ones that don't accept. Who cares? Just get on to the new ones. But the ones that do accept, they accept. Yay, thank you. You send them a conversation starter. And I try to do, when I started my business, I try to do 20 conversation starters a day. And that would be something like, hey, Mary, thanks so much for connecting with me. We're not going into a sales pitch. We're just striking up a conversation. Now, I have a whole DM strategy that's multi steps, and I have DM scripts and strategies that I share in my Slay on Social training. So if you're interested in that, definitely let me know. It's very affordable. We can get you into that. But conversation starters, just start talking to people, striking up conversations. Thanks for connecting. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Ask them a question, get them talking. I'll share a really good example. When I started my business, a little over 3 years ago, Win with Becky Sales Training, I said I was going to reach out to 20 people a day, book two a day, and hold 10 appointments a week. Those are my numbers that I was like, that was That was what I was gonna do. My 2nd month in my business, I connected with someone on Instagram, and I sent well, she was one of my 20-day connections. The next day, I sent her a little, "Hey, thanks so much for connecting," message, struck up a conversation with her, and we asked her what she did, "Tell me a little bit about what you do." She was a website designer, just getting back into it, or she worked full time, was getting started website design, and she, of course, "Oh, what do you do?" We struck up a conversation. I said, "Hey, by the way, I have this great Facebook group. We do a lot of interconnecting." At the time, my group was only 2 months old. I probably had 300 people in there, 200 people. I said, "Hey, I've got this great group. Will you network in there? I'd love to invite you in there. Plus, I'm a sales trainer. I've been in sales over 40 years. I do a free sales strategy session. Love to offer that to you if you're open." And she said yes to both. So got her into my group and I booked her for my one-on-one sales strategy session and one call close. So that's how it works. I mean, and she was one of my best clients. She has a great testimonial. But I connected with her. I started a conversation. I used my four-step communication strategy. And then I offered her a small, no pressure freebie. I offered my free group. "Hey, I'd love to invite you to my free group. No pressure. Hey, I have this great sales strategy session. No pressure." And she said yes to both of those. I also piqued interest with her. "Hey, I help people grow their business." She's like, "Oh, I could really use that." So I piqued interest with her. Number 6, use curiosity. Don't tell them. Don't try to sell them in the DMs. You wanna use curiosity. "Hey, I've got a way to do X, Y, and Z. Are you even open?" So I use curiosity. You wanna talk about value and results. "Hey, this is what we can do." Results. "Hey, I help people close 1 to 5 sales a week. Is that anything that would be of value to you?" I wanna give them my result, my value, and pique interest with curiosity and then invite them. I invited her to, book a call with me. So we got to do all these little things and then build my sales ecosystem. She was in my Facebook group. We're connected on Instagram. We're getting ready to have a meeting. We're talking in the DMs. See how the spider web works. We're spider webbing and just wrapping them up in facts and emotion and logically and emotionally selling them so she can see all the great things that I'm doing for other people and can do for her as well. And then use multiple fishing poles. So the more you do, say you do 20 a day in Instagram, 20 a day in LinkedIn, 20 a day in Facebook, and half, 5 to 10 people, or say 10 people on each. That would be 30 people a day that are accepting. That's 30 new conversations you have to talk to every single day. 30 and if you do that, you just strike up. Some are going to go nowhere. Some are going to fizzle. Some are going to say, "Oh yeah, I would be interested in what you do." But are you doing it? Are you doing it? Are you doing it? It's an easy strategy. And then number 11, track the results. Are you willing to track the results? Keep a log sheet, cross them out if they're not interested, highlight them, make notes, keep track, go back, circle back around. Actually, I just circled back around to someone that I met on Instagram. Oh gosh, a couple years ago. She's in my spider web and she's in my Facebook group. I've done a coffee chat a while back, but hey, I hadn't talked to her in a while. I circled back. "Hey, I haven't talked to you in a while. I hope you had a good Christmas or Happy New Year." She's like, "Hey, I've been wanting to reach out to you. I want to do another coffee chat. I think I'm ready to work with you." Well, she's been watching my content. So sometimes I always say, the people that are going to buy are the new people you talk to and the new and the few. So you might have a big audience of people. I have 5,000 people in my Facebook group. They're not all signing up. I have a good audience that are watching what I do. Um, they do pop up, but the new people that you're talking to, those are your best prospects. So, if you are really wanting to know how to build your engagement, know how to create your content, know how to have that DM strategy, you want to have accountability, you want to have the tips and the strategy and the know-how to really grow your social media and do it effectively, I have my Slay on Social course. I would love to invite you into that. When join the Slay on Social, there's a couple ways um, that you can get it. If you join and become one of my SOAR members, which is $35 a month to be a SOAR member, but you don't get the Slay on Social until month 2. So after your 2nd month, so you would be at like $70 of, I do some different free trainings with my SOAR members, but you also get to promote inside my group. But if you're a client, you get my Slan Social for free. If you're a SOAR member on month 2, you get my Slan Social for free. If you don't want to be a client, you can actually get the course. It is a $200 course. I'm doing it at half price. It's $100. So if you do want to take my course, um, you'll get my DM strategies. My gift is my DM strategies for free, plus my 100 headlines for your content, and you'll have the ability to promote inside my Facebook group. So I hope this helps you with tips and strategies and how-tos. But if you want to grow 100 leads a month, hey, if you do 20 a day, just say you do LinkedIn 20 a day, that's 100 messages, it's 100 requests a week. If you just do Monday through Friday, 20 a day times 5, that's 100. 100 times 4 weeks, that's 400 of those you're gonna do in a month. And out of those 400, if, probably maybe half will accept, or maybe, 100 will accept, and you're gonna strike up conversation. All the ones that accept, you're gonna strike up conversation, and you're going to work through and start asking peak interest questions. Those are your leads. Those are your potential leads. One thing I do recommend is do a 100 coffee chat challenge. If you don't have a Facebook group, maybe your freebie, "Hey, I'd love to I'm doing a 100 coffee chat challenge to promote people I'm meeting with. I'd love to meet you, see how we can collaborate." So that would be something I would do to get a freebie, to get a connection, to get it, move it to that next level. And I then teach how to do a coffee chat with intention, with purpose that can actually help you inspire people to want to work with you. If you are, if you have any questions, make sure to message me. If I can help you, if you want to be part of the SOAR program and get my Slay on Social for free, if you want to take the course and let me know, or if you got value from this, make sure to let me know as well. Have a great day. I'll talk to you real soon.